Fatal Push is, you know, it's the removal of choice right now. I don't think many people would argue much with that. And Fragmentize, very low floor and high ceiling when it hits, and it hits at the right time. It's really excellent, so I think it's always worth like a one of. Then we get down to Ayli, and yep, if you're Abzan in color, Ayli is one of the 2-drops you want alongside in the 2/3 Fraternity. The other one is Sylvan Advocate, which does make your first land of the game a little awkward since you don't know which one you're gonna draw, and they require 3 different mana types. I'll also spoil that Tireless Tracker's going into the deck. Let's just add that now. There's no point in pretending otherwise. I am not high on Declaration in Stone, but it seems like token strategies with servos and thopters are making a comeback, so that is making the cut a lot more than it did earlier in the season. So, might be time to revisit putting Deco into your decks. And, yep, we're gonna grab the 3-drop green mythics, both Nissas, and spoiler alert, we're also gonna add another Nissa before all is said and done. It's uncommon. Also rocking the one of Reclamation Sage. Fragmentize is great because you can cast it really early to answer a heart or whatever. Sage, you can get back with Liliana, who we're going to add. Get back with Woodland Bellower, who's also on his way to the party. And what else we got here? Rare, 2/3, black, enchantment. Oath of Liliana. When you run all the walkers, having some Oath action is great. Oath of Liliana is another kind of sorcery speed-ish removal spell that I wasn't very happy about early on, but I've had to come around to. And she doesn't always hit something good, but the zombies, the free zombies are probably almost the better part of the card. I don't know how many times I played this with and tagged absolutely nothing of consequence, but the zombies carried me later. Let's get our Black Planeswalkers into the deck. You know who you are. Come on in, guys. It's a Mythics deck. You're all invited to the party. And let's get this in there. Kalitas, he joins the party. It's excellent combo card with Fatal Push. I think he just got so much better because of the push. If you have 3 black sources, that's kind of the only problem there. And he's much better with Yahenni's expertise than he was with Languish. For reals. Gemini's jumping in to derail me with, he wants my thoughts on Sigil of the Empty Throne plus Elemental Bond. I say that's a Gemini deck. Alright, let's get our white mythics in here. You know who you are. Gisela is a no in this case, as we really just want, we already need double green and double black and double white. There's just too many costs there, but Gideon, he makes the cut. Avacyn, she makes the cut. Linvala, she makes the cut. And Ajani, you're in there. You're like one of the only real new cards we get to play with. And let's get rid of you. Let's get our green mythics in there. I think we already grabbed a handful of them. But we need Woodland Bellower, and we need Nissa Vital Force. And that's our deck. We're going to run 26 land, because you have to hit your land drops all the way. You got to walk pretty much right up to 6, where you're making plays that are bigger than the rest of the format's going to bother with. And you're dropping awesome cards along the way that buy you time to get there. So, yeah, needs a ton of land. A ton. A metric ton, which is apparently 26. That's a metric ton in Duels land. It's a very technical term. I should run... I want to run four swamps, but I feel like I need the 4 forests for the Oath of Nissa. I don't know. And, of course, the Nissa Vastwood Seer that fetches a forest, but that might be a point of contention. Maybe I'm even supposed to run like a green-black land in that spot and have another tap land, but I hate that idea. Idea sounds horrible. So we're going to run basically the mana base that we've had since Battle for Zendikar that everybody figured out as soon as Battle for Zendikar was spoiled, which is you get your battle lands, you get your enters the battlefield and tap lands, and you get your Evolving Wilds. And your sources are decent. Not great, just decent. And let's get rockin'. Let's get this squid getting struck by lightning, and these planeswalker sleeves, because that's how I roll. Let's come up with a creative name that nobody's ever seen before. Yeah, there we go. That'll blow the mind. Just all the creativity is spent. And let's go get a game. So good morning. In the chat we have Bounce, we have Gemini. It's actually not morning. It's very much evening for Bounce. It's very much afternoon for Gemini and I just woke up. That's the problem. So it's actually, I consider it morning when I've ate breakfast and I'm doing whatever, like this busy work and that busy work. It's not officially afternoon until the first Mountain Dew comes out. When the Mountain Dew comes out, it's afternoon. And it has to literally be afternoon, and then it becomes sometime in the afternoon. Bounce says, poor Kothafed, he's rare. He's just not good enough. He's a one removal spell wonder, is what he is. A one hit wonder, and he's dead. Poor guy. But yeah, it's been a long time since Koth was the big killer on the street, you know what I mean? So we got a 15 rank. He's won at least 14 games. We don't know how many he's lost. And without green, this is not a keeper. We have to at least try to do better. Now we've got 2 mana and an Oath. We have to hope to find the black. So we'll hang on to this. And no use in slow rolling it. If we cast it later, you know, like if we don't hit this time, at least we get closer to one. Oh, hello. Nissa and Nissa, you two are going to the bottom of the deck so I can have a frickin' swamp. That doesn't feel good. Hopefully we draw an Evolving Wilds and shuffle them back in. Not a fair trade in my world. Not equivalent exchange. The Full Metal Alchemist would be disappointed. Jokes, references, way over the heads of most viewers. It's fine. It's fine. Just assume I'm funny. It's easier that way. Mountain from the foe, Sylvan Advocate for us. I would definitely sooner play an Advocate than an Ayli. Ayli with open mana means gain in life, and it also might affect what he plays, because the Death Touch, if he plays, say, a 2-power creature, or he had an option of playing a 3/1 like a Motorist instead, some reason he chooses the 2-power creature. Ayli blanks it. Alright, opponent, you've got red mana and white mana. What could you be playing? I mean, okay. It's playing the Stone Cold Nut things. Well, our draws are lining up okay. We're gonna need to hit more lands. And anything that's double cost is gonna be ugly. Alright, Sunny the Moon. Nice name. And we'll get that out there. And pass turn. Sunny the Moon is on the back foot. Let's see if Sunny the Moon has a Radiant Flames right here. Maybe they're secretly Jeskai control. Which I've seen a few times recently. I believe Gemini played against me with some Jeskai control, but he is not. He is the Peace Walker Colossus brand of vehicular slaughter. There's a land. Pretty much right where I wanted it too. Lucky, lucky. Now we just need a white, and life is just great. Bring in the beats. Bring in the 2/3 beats. If you're playing a 2-mana creature, man, do you want it to be a 3, to either have 3 power or 3 toughness right now? If it's neither of those, it just Feels like it walks into walls very often. Flying's good. Selfless Spirit is still a great 2-drop, though not for this deck. Protecting your board isn't that important with this deck. Protecting your walkers is. Alright. Toolcraft. Siege modification. Going over there. Okay. That's interesting. We have options. One of them is to push the Toolcraft and Oath the Colossus, but we have to take a huge freaking punch in the face. The benefit of that is we save Anguished Unmaking for something else, but I don't know if that's really what we want anyway. So I don't know what else could come. We're pretty far ahead on the board, so I think we just Oath that Toolcraft, save Fatal Push, because we do have a Revolt outlet in Ayli here. But let's make him attack with the Colossus, because maybe he's scared. Maybe that Blessed Alliance potential scares him. Nope, this man will not be intimidated. Or woman. So let's just undo that. Let's unmake that. Alright, somehow we managed to survive a vehicle and a siege modification. It's okay, it's okay. The world did not end. Ooh, hello. So if we draw another land, that'll be great, which means we would love to play this turn. Even though it's only tagging a Toolcraft, that thing goes up in power. That it's not usually a 1/1 very often. And bring on the dorks. Alright, Sonny the Moon. You threw your board at me. You put 3 cards out there. I got them dead. What's your follow-up? Sky Council Flagship would be a really good one, and would have been a good reason to hold on to Unmaking. But instead, it's the 2/2 Revolting Double Striker. So, that's something. I mean, that can trade with the 2/3s, which were 2-drops, so I guess I wouldn't be opposed. There you go. Just draw what you need when you need it. That's a much better philosophy. And we'll go with the Ob tick down and just move that thing out of the way. No reason to trade when you're just staying ahead. There is the potential of Twin Bolt on Ob. That would make everybody a little sad. But we'd get, he'd lose his Twin Bolt, his creature, and we'd get a zombie out of that exchange. So I wouldn't complain about it. And there's the Twin Bolt. Okay. So like I said, Ob is dead. Maybe that's a feel bad for some of you who have deep emotional connection to your planeswalkers. But we definitely came out way ahead. And he's got a Gear Hulk. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. He's definitely not drawing 3 here. Let's see if he kills us. Whole game on the line. Boom. And we get hit for 6. Yep, an Oblivion Sower, of course. Like I said, the best philosophy when playing any deck like this, any deck of mine, is to draw exactly what you need when you need it. If you do that, you will probably win at Magic. Just saying. Just saying. Alright. So, thank you for the game, opponent. Sonny the Moon. He put some cards in our way. He threw a 9/6 Peacekeeper in our face. He did what he could. But the Abzan 2/3 army was too much. Along with the interesting removal spell package. Let's see if we can get another. If anybody in chat plays on Xbox and would like to try to put this deck through the paces, maybe throw some vehicles at it, maybe throw some mill at it, you're welcome to come out and try. The matchups I would think this deck would be good for, is probably anything aggressive like vampires, vehicles, the random tribal decks and creature decks on the ladder. And I think it would be okay against like mill decks. We've got at least 4 ways I can think of to kill a tutelage. Maybe it's 5. So it's not bad, I don't think. And I think it would struggle against pure control. Decks with 3 mana counter spells for our 5 and 6 mana game-winning threats are what we don't really want to play against if we can avoid it. Hello, Al T91 saying hello to CGB in chat. Hello. Good morning. There's no doubt here. I know exactly what I need to go get, and it's a greens because we have double black and double white, so I'm not going to slow roll the crack on that fetch land. Now we can Oath. See what we hit. And, well, we've got 4 lands basically right now. Meaning the ability to cast Yahenni. I mean, we're not going to play Ayli on time anyway, so I think we want to go bigger. The question is with what do we go bigger? I'm going to pick this Nissa, just in case we get bottlenecks on 6s from here, because we could draw more 6s off the top. Alright. Yeah, that Al says that was a fat oath, and Al is right. Al is right. That was a fatty of an oath. Who are we up against, by the way? He's got a long tusk cub, whoever this is, and he's got his Planeswalker sleeve game on point. He's a 1 rank. He's a Dut and Matter. But he is not, right now, that's not a 1 rank opening. That's a turn 2 cub. And like I said, sleeve game on point, 60 cards in deck. Can't take this one lightly. So how do we deal? What do we do? We can risk this getting a little out of control, because Fatal Push kills it no matter what its power and toughness. It would be great to sweep it up in an Expertise. So maybe I take the hit and see if he plays another creature. The problem with that is if he makes this a 3/3 and generates 2 more energy, he can make it a 4/4, then the Expertise doesn't hit it. But it seems really weird to play Nissa with Expertise in hand. I think I'll just chill. I think I will chill. So what do you have? Does he have a way to make... He makes 2 energy by hitting me with the cub. Does he have a way to make 2 more so that cub would survive? That's what I'm worried about. Yeah, that makes energy. So at this point, cub's going to survive, so we should not let cub hit us. It would survive the Expertise, I mean. So we should push that cub and hope he doesn't also, run Blossoming Defense. Well, there's an activation. Guess I don't care if that resolves. If he's going to defense, he's going to defense anyway. I'm just going to go for this now. Yep. Cha-ching. Also, like I said, you can't take them lightly when they have an opening like that, but for some reason, I just really relax every time I see this card. Like Nighthawk says he feels like he can't lose when he sees a Thriving Turtle. I've been beaten down by a trio of Thriving Turtles that were too big for my Radiant Flames. But this guy, I don't know if I've ever lost to this guy. Like, I totally relax when I see that guy. Let's get tracking. If he can't remove that, it'll just run away with the game. That's a really good draw. Well, opponent, would you like to scry with your energy? It is an option! That is what your cards do. Perhaps you can do that. Oh yeah, Sage of Nature's Claim. Here it comes. Here it comes. And yep, check that top card. Is it another Aether Theorist? If so, it's a keep for sure. Another maybe 2 mana make some energy thingies. Oh no. Oh no. Oh man. So, we brought the Sky Skiff. So what am I going to do? So now I'm in this weird spot where expertise is kind of a 2-for-1 because the tracker replaces itself, but I don't want to blow up my tracker. I certainly feel like I can take my time and grow my tracker, but the temptation for sure is to play this Vastwood Seer to go get another land, which I then might have to expertise away, which I hate that idea. So I'm going to crack this clue instead and try not to play. I'm going to try not to play my Nissa. Try to avoid that awkward line. And that's not a hit, but we drew this Fragmentize, which we may as well use on this Skiff because the expertise isn't going to hit it. And I will send the 4/3 because my clock is faster than his. Bohemian Plain asks me a question. He says, CGB, who do you think you are? I am the seal clubbing bully of the Xbox. I am the end boss of Xbox One. There. I am the end boss of Xbox One. And some people think they can jump straight to me without going through all the other characters, and they can't. Some of them just get me on their first go-round. This poor jabroni right here, he just drew me in round 1. That's all it is. Oh. Yep. It looks like Tireless Tracker is going to get blowed up here in a second because our opponent decided it's time to go wide. Yeah, if you need the deck list, it's right below the screen, so you can go check that out. But I was saying Fragmentize, it's got such a high ceiling. It's got a really low floor where it does nothing, but it has such a high ceiling that you may as well run one of them because it's just so it's situationally solid. It's so good situationally that you want it for those situations. Yay! I get a clue on the way out the door. I could try to wait a turn. I could, Avacyn. Yeah. So what's he gonna do? He's gonna attack me. He's gonna make this into the 3/4. He's gonna make that into like a 4/7. It's like there's only good options here. But I'm not going to turn down the 4-for-1. And it is a 4-for-1 because Tracker already replaced itself. So we're just not... I think it's too greedy to try to get more out of my Tracker at this point. I mean, we can even get it back with Vital Force if we want. It's ridiculous. Well, opponent... Maybe he diminishes my awesome Yahenni's expertise by chump blocking here. Would that change my mind? Maybe a little. Alright, Turtle. Turtle under the bus? Turtle not under the bus. Okay. He's gonna stick to his guns. He's like, I'm the aggro. I'm like, well, that's fine. The aggro you is. And let's go find that forest. Bohemian says, when I see you online playing Duels, I just like to picture you walking into a room full of seals holding a paddle. Here's what you can picture, alright? Because I find this funny. I'm really... I'm saying this for the comedic effect, so bear with me. But what you can picture is I hope you watch The Walking Dead. If not, just look it up. But the season 6 finale, like last season's finale of The Walking Dead, with Negan and his baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire, walking around looking at the cast, going eeny, meeny, miny, mo. That's what you can picture. Today's bat is Abzan. Today's Lucille is this Abzan deck, and she is hungry. She's been a naughty girl. Draw a card, because why not? That's fun. Nice. Opponent's at 10. Don't have to miss lethal here, but then I could play so many other cards. He probably has a fog. But whatever. I guess we'll at least threaten lethal and try to get the job done in an efficient manner. And, well, Unyielding, your services were not required. Interesting that we drew back into you anyway after the oathing it to the bottom, but there you go. Yeah, this, Al says, my god, each card in this deck is so OP. You're not wrong. That's what it is. It's one of those 3-color mythic decks. You can probably build one out of most shards right now, and this is the Abzan one. Driving energy turtles to their graves. Let's see what our next opponent wants to do. Well, they brought a Tezzeret in lava emblem to the battlefield. Really makes the, whatever. Looks like he's got some velvet satin robe under that duster jacket. It's probably very comfy, really. It's probably super soft when you think about it. Tezzeret's probably a dude who likes his comforts when he gets home, you know? He works with metal all day. He likes to go home and get into a plush velvety robe, have his feet rubbed by, you know, some artificial wench he invented. That's what I'm picturing. And this is Warden 2113, and yeah. He's a rank 30, so game on. And we've got black, black, white, white, so we got all the colors. The hand may be slow, but we're on the play, so that's fine. And I'm not gonna stall on what I'm fetching. Gonna be really obvious about it. No reason. No reason to hold out. Rank 30. Probably some kind of an improvised deck, I'm guessing. Bohemian says, Ajani has seemed underwhelming at times in Azban. Perhaps situational. It has never really bailed me out before either, but, you know. He's still pretty cool. So, what do I do with this turn? I could put a Ballista down for one. I really don't want to play Tracker next turn. But I'm kind of tempted to do just the absolute nothing. A Ballista on one doesn't do much. Yeah, I think we just get our second black and then all of our lands enter the battlefield untapped. I think that's it. Ballista can just come out later. He's in no rush. I mean, ooh, a 2-mana 1/1. I better get on the board. Nah. His ceiling is so much higher. Our opponent is opening with some black and red. Now I'm guessing probably Grixis for the flavor. We gotta prepare for the coming of Bolas. Bolas, eh? The Destructor. That's a Ghostbusters reference. They're coming fast and furious today. That's a Fast and the Furious reference. Hang with me. Yep, Grixis it is. And there's Lily, which I'm pretty sure we just nerf right now. I mean, there are other cards, but yeah, we're just gonna get straight to the nerfing. Bye-bye, Lily. Let's hope that's the whole reason he kept his hand. Lily and 6 lands. Alright, now let's get on... Ooh, never mind. Let's see if what he... See, that's one thing Grixis does not have, is Anguished Unmaking. I would call that a pretty good trade. There is the risk of Exquisite Firecraft, which I do advocate for in the meta for killing planeswalkers, but I think we take the chance. He may also have the what is it? You know, it's the Dark Intimation. So let's try to keep bodies around Gideon. Ooh, buddy. Remember, guys, the key to the deck is just drawing what you want whenever you want it. All right. Let's send the pain and see how our opponent responds. We do have to consider counter magic in the spot. Having some problems attacking. Come on, there we go. And we've got a brutal expulsion. So, bounce exile. He's not going to play it. Okay. How does that change things? So now he can do that on end step, basically taking my turn away. We don't really want that. If we play Ob, he has to bounce Ob though. But he might have another counter, so it might be a trap to get me to play Ob. If I play Tracker, he's going to exile the Tracker, but I get a clue. If I play the Ballista, he exiles the Ballista and he takes 2 damage. I think I'd rather do the Tracker here. I think that's the way to go. It, and I get to further accelerate in deck. Alright, Warden. Okay, so he's not going to exile Tracker. What's he going to do? Okay. So I get to keep my Tracker. Alright, I'm going to just crack the clue now then. So that if he has another Brutal Expulsion or a Galvanic Bombardment, he doesn't straight up kill it. Not exactly the cards I want. But he's going to put up a fight. This card I often, though, don't equate with much other counter magic. It seems like if you want to play this card, it usually takes a spot from a card like an Insidious Will or a Scatter to the Winds. Maybe not always, but when I'm building decks, that seems to be the conundrum, is how many of these kind of instant speed reaction spells you can play. There's the Intimations. Okay. I thought he might have that. Definitely get rid of a deck in stone, as I don't even know if he'll have a creature. So he gets a, I guess, a 2-for-1 off that, or a 2-for-0? But we get to stick Ob. Now the question is, does he have another one? If he has another one, I need to be playing Gideon. If he doesn't have another one, Ob is better. The odds of him having another one are low, but it's frickin' Stainless. Stainless just loves to get you. And he knows I have the Gideon, so we know he doesn't have a counterspell, or else he would just hold it up for the Gideon and let the Tracker hit him once so he could stop Gideon. So I think I'm fine waiting on Ob and just getting Gideon back on the board, doing his thing. It lets me hold up push if he has Baby Jace, which doesn't seem very likely, but we'll see. Maybe we can tag something with this. Either way, we got an interesting game, and I don't love our matchup against other decks that are doing big things but have blue mana, as they're usually much more reactionary or reactive. I usually don't like that. But let's send in the Gids. Here we go again. That's too early, bro. That's too early. Unless he has a way to deal 3 damage. What could that be? Okay. Sure. Dark Intimations is absolutely a cool card. I will never take that away from it. You are right, Al. You are right. Dark Intimations is cool. Alright, let's stick Ob. It either draws a concession or, I don't know. At this point, I don't know what he could do about this. I found that use of the Brutal Expulsion very weird. I thought he played the first one reasonably well. That one was strange. So, what have you got? A way to deal 3 damage to Gideon? Do you have Chandra? Is that what you got? I would welcome the Chandra. I could probably blow up its effort. Nope. Dynavolt Tower. Oof. Late to the party. Live fast. You did. Oh, okay. So it's an energy deck without energy, unfortunately, for my opponent. Alright, power up the Gideon. Bring him to 1. Cue the Ballista. The punk you out Ballista. Just when you thought there wasn't direct damage in the colors your opponent's playing, cue the Walking Ballista. Pew, 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 pew. Alright, Warden. Interesting Grixis matchup there. I had fun with that one. Bravo. And that's gonna do it. I'm gonna put a kibosh on Abzan for the day. If you like just playing a shard collage of powerful spells, this is a deck you can play. I think its matchups are just fine, if not slightly favorable against the vehicles and the tribal aggro. I think it's okay against somebody trying to mill you because we run Fragmentize, we run Rec Sage, we run Anguished Unmaking, Liliana gets back Rec Sage, Nissa gets back Rec Sage, Bellower gets Rec Sage, so I think it's fine. I think it's bad against blue-based control, but we brought it to the Grixis deck, and even though it had some blue interaction, we were able to just power through. Sometimes you just smash a planeswalker onto the battlefield and you win. So check this deck out if you're looking for something to do with your time here in Aether, Revolt, Magic Duels. And I'm going to go find me a new deck and make you a new video. So I will be back in a few.